I know. Can you believe Karen Radford actually said that? I'm just, oh no, we're live.
What a, okay. Yeah.
I haven't seen Karen. Oh, there
I'm
she
kidding.
is.
She's
Yeah, like literally the nicest person you could ever meet. Nobody's buying that, Michael.
I was just having some fun. Karen, we love
Oh
you.
my gosh. You guys, welcome to Monday night.
What?
Welcome to Vintage. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Welcome to Vintage Rescue Squad. My goodness, that's how horrible.
I'm going to be doing it the entire time, so don't worry about it.
What kind of host is this?
I'm happy that the weather is really nice and I don't have to worry about running into a closet.
Oh,
right.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody.
I was like, really, Daniel? Really?
Yes, I hide in the closet all the time. Can't you tell?
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys all for joining in. It's been a kind of a crazy, it's been a crazy day a little bit. It's been a very busy day, but it's been a kind of a crazy day. But thank you guys so much for coming. Michael, as always, is my co-host. We're doing it here on my channel tonight, but we have two fabulous and wonderful guests tonight. We've got Daniel, Tacky is me. He's right below me there. And then we have Jamie from Mid-Century Wasted, two wonderful resellers and content creators here on YouTube, and just really great people. Just really great people.
Oh, thanks.
I see we've got our first friend was Tammy. Tammy,
Hello.
And
Tammy's been here since, I think you put the link up, girl. On the
Tammy.
She's been here for hours and hours.
Matthew. I see you, Matthew. There's Karen. Jenny Penny, Lemmy Lemon, Kathy Wiseman, Paprika's Closet, Susie. Freddie. Hello, everybody. We're in Hawaii right now with Freddie.
Aloha. Aloha. Hey.
We're drinking. We're on the beach. We're having a good time. Hello, Tiger. Hello, Jay. Hello, Heather. Has YouTube stopped putting us comments alongside the video? No, and I don't have this video set up to so anybody can comment. You don't have to be subscribed. I do that on my live sales. I probably should have done this, but I didn't do it for this tonight.
Cool, we'll get trolls.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe we'll get some sex bots in the mix too.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, that's always a good time for those trolls to come in and those bots to come in. But typically what we do is during the live feeds, a lot of content creators will have that to where you have to be subscribed in order to participate in the chat. And it's just a way to kind of police. It's especially difficult during a live sale when your moderators are really having to do a lot more work than necessary when they're having to delete people because they aren't real people. So Freddie said that Michael was making up his own lyrics to this.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit. Well, first of all, let my guests introduce themselves a little bit more and say where they can be found. So Daniel, where can people find you, and who the hell are you?
I am nobody. I just happened to pop in here, follow the sound of Aloha music, and they let me in. I had brooches on. They said, "Come on in."
Yeah,
that's right.
Check.
My name is Daniel, and I am Tacky as me, and I am a reseller here on YouTube. I do live sales twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, and soon to be, I'm going to start my own talk show.
Ooh.
With the one, the only redhead from across the pond, Dolores.
That's awesome.
It's going to be called Double D Life Chat. It has nothing whatsoever to do with reselling. Nothing.
Double D's?
Sometimes, yes, double D's.
Do with boobies?
Come get the double D's. It has a lot to do with a lot of things that you might not be able to take.
Oh,
count me in.
So we're going to be doing that on Thursdays at 1 p.m. because, there's 6 hours difference between Dolores and I. So.
Right.
we have to do it on her schedule so she can get, as she says, get into drag.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's fun. That's going to be, that's great. That's going to be something to look forward to. Thursdays at 1:00, Daniel and Dolo. Awesome. 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 Awesome.
Yep. So that's where you can find me. Occasionally, which I know Misty wants me to change this, but occasionally I'll throw up a little edited video, but I'm really bad about that. So
Daniel and I are going shopping together in a couple weeks, and he's going to be filming his shopping.
Ooh, you will be.
Has spoken.
So he will be. Daniel and I are going to meet up and go shopping together, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to
be horrible if I just happen to forget my phone.
No, you won't. You won't.
You'll have to buy a camera.
Because you know what?
Missy's like, I got a spare. Don't worry.
I will call Dolores. I will call Dolores and tell her that you have been a bad Daniel.
She's going to know that already. She's going to be like, you're talking to the wind here.
Oh, well, Daniel's wonderful. Daniel is someone that he's just a lovely, lovely person. And I really adore him a lot. I'm so glad to call him friend. So I'm glad that you're here, Daniel.
Oh, shucks.
And next we have the lovely Jamie, Mid-Century Wasted. So Jamie, tell the folks a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Jamie. My YouTube channel is Mid-Century Wasted. I am a collector and reseller. I sell on Etsy and eBay, a little bit on Instagram, and a little bit on YouTube. Mostly joining in other people's live sales at this point because I have 2 little kids who are home. I'm the stay-at-home, work at home, everything at home mom. And so my schedule is absolutely insane.
Well, but you do what you can within your own schedule, and that's to be appreciative. You don't you don't bite off more than you can chew for the most part.
Well, God bless Jamie. She is the nicest person too. She's been on my channel 2 times, and I'm Central Time here in the US. She has to get up at the crack of dawn to come on my show, and she's done that a couple times. She's
and that's when I'm available.
True.
Like, I'm a mom.
True.
But on my channel, I've made a commitment to myself to post every 3 days a recorded video. So I'm not live a lot, but every 3 days there's going to be a recorded video posted because I have a lot of stuff I've filmed. It's just getting it edited and putting it up and that kind of stuff. So I'm making a bigger commitment because I took kind of a long time off over the holidays where I wasn't posting anything, but I'm like ramping it back up.
It's hard once you get out of a routine as far as like editing and all that stuff goes, and then you're like, oh, I don't really want to edit because that's
because I used to edit at night after the kids would go to bed, which is about 8 o'clock every night. That was like my editing time. Yeah. And then just like the holidays and winter just sort of wiped me out, and I was going to sleep. So it was like I had to force myself to get back into it, and now it's easy again and I'm back into the routine of it. And then next month Blake and I are going on a road trip, so my channel's going to turn into a travel channel, I guess. I'm gonna do daily vlogging.
Ooh.
See, my favorite YouTube channel is a non-reselling channel, is Days with Jordan the Lion, and he's a travel vlogger, and I eat that stuff up. So I'm so excited for that. I'm
excited too. And they're not going to be highly edited, produced videos. It's going to be like, well, here we are on the road now. We're in the middle of, I don't know where. What do you think, Blake? And then he'll say something silly, and then that'll be the whole video.
That'll be good.
So, I
think that'll be really good.
Follow along with us. I am planning to also film while I shop, but those will be their own separate videos that are later on, But while we're on the road, we're going to do daily vlogging. I've never tried that before, so might as well.
Excited. I do the vlogs once a week, and I like film. Those are my favorite ones to film because you kind of feel like there isn't an agenda necessarily. Like when you're shopping, your agenda is you're trying to find fun things to sell or just I like to try to show things, even if I don't buy it, just kind of fun things that I think other people would like to see. But when you're vlogging, it's just whatever happens that day. Or
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, this is going to be the most boring vlog because literally nothing is going to happen today other than I'm going to have a sale, or I had 2 eBay sales this whole week. There's not much to talk
lately.
about, you know. Here's
But
Let
it's
me
the
tell you
reality
all about
of the
eBay
behind the
selling with my
scenes.
2 sales this week, folks.
Right.
But people do like seeing the reality of the behind the scenes of a
I think so.
reseller, because if somebody else like me is having a crappy eBay week too, they're like, okay, well, good. At least it's kind of everyone.
Well, and that's something that I kind of wanted to talk a little bit as well. We kind of talked about this a little bit, and I do want to say thank you, everybody that's here. Please know that you are just as much of this conversation in the chat as we are up here. So please engage with what we're saying, or with one of, you know, what each other are saying. And someone has a question and you might know an answer to that, please jump in and be a part of this conversation. We're just the 4 mugs up on the screen, but you guys are definitely a part of this whole conversation. So, and if you have a question, if you put it in all capital letters, that makes it easier for us to see. And we welcome questions, so, you know, keep them coming. But one thing that we wanted to talk a little bit about is, you know, a little bit of the difference between being are you a content creator or a reseller, or do you consider yourself more a reseller or a content creator? Because the reason why I want to say that is people will say a lot, well, things sell on your eBay because you have a YouTube channel, or, you know, you can sell things because you have live sales that I can't sell in my antique booth. And that's a lot of valid points. That's why I don't like to always necessarily point out I'm buying this and I can sell it for this much, because that isn't, because I have
It's skewed.
It's skewed. Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. Michael, I'll let you like create this conversation, because this is kind of like your idea, and I think it's a really good idea, but I won't say it correctly.
No, you were doing a completely good job. And, you know, I think for me a lot lately, I think that I have seen things, shall we say, that make me kind of stand back and I think question my own self. And I think maybe try to kind of figure out some of the dynamics that are at play. And what I have experienced from my own experiences, of course, as limited as that may be, is that it seems that I've noticed that people are really starting to fall into 2 major categories. And it's just as Misty said. I think that there are a lot of people that, while they are YouTube personalities or Instagram sellers or people that are utilizing social media, their primary focus is to be a reseller, and they are just utilizing social media as a tool to help leverage their business. And I think that there are maybe people that are more content or are more personalities or influencers, if you will, and they just happen to sell stuff. But the main crux of it is to be a content creator or to be an Instagram influencer. And I am not trying to say that one is right and one is wrong or one is better. It's not. It's all in what you want to make out of it. And I think that both can be run successfully as a business. But I think sometimes there's a disconnect in between those 2 things. And sometimes that disconnect kind of leaves maybe some ambiguity with a lot of our viewers and a lot of our buyers. And I think they kind of sometimes maybe, and I think it brings up another point that hopefully we'll be able to talk about tonight, is the idea or concept of how do I want to articulate this? I'll just say it as directly as I can. That may be, oh, if I don't pay now, it's not a big deal because they're just selling stuff on social. It's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Like I can take my time. It's all right. And there are people that's how they've chosen to run their business because they're
Yeah.
more social media. So maybe they take longer to invoice, and that's kind of that customer's experience.
Yeah.
So then they come over to somebody that is a business that's utilizing, and they're like, well, so and so, I take like a week or two and they don't even get my invoice out, and they're like, so what's the big deal? So it kind of creates this weird, I think, dichotomy between us and sometimes the customers, because they're not really sure where to go a lot of times.
Yeah, no, I think that there's, and here's the thing though, too, there isn't necessarily anything wrong with either model, either business model. You know, if you consider yourself more a content creator and not a reseller, and you're just you're selling things while you're making content, there isn't anything wrong with that at all, at all. No, not at all. But I think that one thing that I think our viewers and customers and us as content or us as resellers need to maybe remind our customers every once in a while to please like read my policy, read what is expected from you after a live sale, and in addition what you should expect from me as, you know, as a seller. So there's a lot of different variables here, and it doesn't mean that one is in any necessarily better than the other. But I think that as a customer base, knowing what those expectations are is important. So I think that we sometimes forget that we might need to say, hey, y'all, read the description in all of my videos, have what my policies are. And I know that, you know, Daniel is one, and I respect.
I like the way Daniel does it. Before every sale, he's mean.
Well, I mean,
he's talking about your rules. Everyone needs to have their own rules for how they're going to do a sale.
And the reason I always say that I'm being mean is because you're not going to please everybody, and you're going to come across as being mean if you stand up and you say, this is the way it is, this is the way it's going to do. There'll be no communication, but when I say it's over, we're done.
Right.
I've told you what I expect.
We're good.
We're done. So if I end it, I end it. And if it also goes, I'm going to jump into something else here real quick. If it goes further than that, and I block you, we're done.
Yeah.
You don't need to be coming into chats and trying to stir something up or send me emails later on saying, well, let's work this out and stuff. If I have blocked you, we're done. All you have to do is move on.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to end up in the same sales. We're going to end up in the same chats. You know, we're done. So you don't need to be trying to like bid if I'm on somebody else's channel, because it's not going to happen. You don't need to be trying to stir things up in the chat during a live sale. That is not where you do it.
No. And let's talk about that for 1 second, if we shall, because it does happen now. And it has been said, and I've heard it, because trust me, things that people have said about me or my sales, it always gets back. It always gets back. Like, I've heard all of the juicy gossip that people have said about me and talked about me, and I've heard it all. And in fact, I sometimes I have to be like, you know what? Please don't tell me what other people are saying about me. I don't really want to know. You know, I know that their heart's in the right place, but I'm like, yeah, I don't want to know. You know, because it doesn't feel good.
No.
But I've heard, you know, well, Misty and Michael run such a tight ship. There isn't any time for any kind of fun in their chat because they're so focused on the sale. But you know what? That's right. I am. We are. If there's nonsense, if there's not,
we can change it up. We can change it up tomorrow and just be all about the sale. We could but see, that's the thing though. That's the interesting thing though, is somebody's perspective is that we're on camera for 3.5 hours.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, like, if there's people coming in the chat and they're like, there's a negative tone to their chat, or they come in or they'll bring up things that can be addressed to someone in a private message. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I love it when somebody comes in and is like, hey, did you see that I paid my invoice? And oh no, you didn't. Well, I sent it to this email address. And they go on and on and on about all these like private things. It's like, send her an email.
Right. I mean, there are certain things that can be sent in an email. And I mean, we want people. There's a difference between a sale and
if you answer your email.
There's a big difference between a live sale and a chat. And while there can be a happy medium between the two, you know, I want people to be engaging, and I want people to interact with one another. We want that. I mean, that we do want that. But at the same time, we're up here and we are trying to sell things. And so we're trying to make things be as upbeat as possible. And like sometimes people will come in and I get that this is their moment to like communicate and be with like-minded people. But it's very, very hard when you're trying to sell something. You're like, look at how great this is. Look at the hearts on here. And someone will come in and say, my aunt died.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hearts.
Sorry.
So, I mean,
heart.
Love cup for your dead aunt.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
I and my heart breaks for that because I totally understand it. But it kind of changes the tone of a sale. Now that's different when you're having a live chat. Like tonight, we're just chatting. You know, like when Daniel and Dolo they're just chatting. So things like that are okay to bring up, but
feel free to talk about all your dead ants and dogs and the weather.
Right.
Let us know.
Right.
Let's get morose, folks. Let's get morose.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, this is coming. I've been talking with some buyers, very loosely because I'm trying to plan on things. So there is going to be Vintage Rescue Squad coming up that I will have a panel of buyers.
Oh, fun.
So there are going to be buyers that I see attend a lot of different live sales, and it's going to be a very honest interaction and engagement between responsibilities of both. And I know that some people, this reselling is just like a side hustle. You know, it's just something that they do part-time, which is totally fine. But then there are some of us that this is how we pay our bills. This is what we do to put a roof over our heads. You know, this is what we do for a living. So we take it a little bit more seriously than if it was just a side hustle. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, all right.
I think Kevin has a really good point. You know, going back to kind of what Daniel was talking about and the idea or the concept of, you know, quote unquote, being mean, is that setting a boundary or having a standard practice for a business that's not being mean. That's how you conduct a business. That's how somebody grows a business. That's how somebody stays in business. And Daniel, you are doing this full time.
He quit his job to do this full time. I mean, he took a huge leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I did. So
it is
one thing that I like to on my channel, especially because I do chats on Friday. I talk about all the stuff that I'm going through and that I'm learning as I'm going, because people don't realize there's a lot of mental health involved in being a reseller on YouTube. A lot more than you would ever expect. The difference between where I was working and what I'm doing now is 360 degrees. There are things that's come up that I never thought I would be dealing with. And I'll touch on a couple of those later today. Misty, I've talked to her about one of them. We're going to bring it up. I'm bringing it to the show.
Do it.
Now?
I'm on tenterhooks. What's it going to be?
Now? You want me to talk about now?
Sure.
Okay. Let's talk about jealousy.
Oh.
Yeah. This is something that Daniel and I have talked about. We've talked about
I got pops and popcorn.
What's that?
I am jealous of Misty. I am jealous of Michael.
Oh,
they come on.
Thanks for not being jealous of me. No problem.
He's
Jamie,
jealous of your hotness.
this is because, hold on.
He's
there's
jealous
a
of
story
the
behind-
hair.
There's a
I
story
am,
behind this.
Jamie. I'm jealous of the
Because
hair.
I'm afraid, Jamie, I'm afraid of your burritos.
Well, you
So
should
I
be.
don't want to make you mad.
She will never live it down. Never.
Never. It'll be on my
Never.
tombstone.
Never, girl.
Okay, so here we go. Here is a for instance, and this is for people that are coming up. We're human, we're gonna get jealous.
Amen.
It's gonna happen. It's where you stop it from becoming bitter jealous.
Amen.
And you start judging then people based on your jealousy of things that are happening with them.
Projecting.
Misty has a huge following. She's a larger channel. She hates that. Michael is a larger channel. There are several people. Jocelyn is a huge,
Yeah.
we'll put big quotations.
What?
Daniel and I are over here in this little canoe.
He's putting the double D's down already.
I jumped off the little thing and I'm like, help. Okay, so here's the thing. I will, for instance, I am jealous of Misty because I sold a vase that I couldn't get $14 out of. And Misty sold a vase of the exact same thing, exactly like, for almost $100. Michael Todd sold some antique postcards that I got $10 for, and he got almost $50 for his. Am I jealous? Yes, I am. But here's the thing. They have 500 to 600 people that come to their channel.
And that's the only difference.
And they are a bigger, but you have more people who like the stuff, who are able to bid stuff. They have more money, more income. They're drawing people with more income that like stuff, people that will bid against each other. And I, on my channel, do not put in work like Misty and Michael do. Do I have videos that I put on 3 or 4 times a week? No, because I've gotten lazy and I like my lives.
You gotta love Daniel and his honesty.
I go on to Instagram like Misty does and pimp myself out day and night. No, I do not.
Oh, you don't?
No, I will put my stuff up the day before I have a sale.
Well,
And
Daniel, that's what I do.
And sometimes the night before my sale, and that is all I do. I do reels every so often.
She's got the finger out.
Like I should. Hold on, Misty. I'm talking here. Is my platform just right now? Bite that finger. I know you're wanting to say something. Hold on.
Got him up. Watch out.
I'm being mean right now. Tacky as me is being mean. Hold on.
Can you believe the way that Daniel acted on me?
I know. You guys didn't believe me when I said I was mean. Here we go. I just want to get across. There are going to be so many things as a newer reseller, mental wise, that you did not realize. This is drawing things out of me that I didn't realize I had. I thought I was pretty chill, but like the jealousy part, I'm like, are you freaking? I can't watch them anymore. I have to turn this off. And I do. And it's for my mental health. I will turn the sale off if it starts affecting me to where the tick's going over to this way. Because Misty is a wonderful person. She has helped me out. And I'm not going to get jealous of somebody who's put the work in. So I have to clock myself and I have to step back. And another word of advice, and I'm sorry if this gets you flagged or something, you need to get a bitch friend. You need to have a friend that you can go say.
I mean, not a friend that's a bitch. But
I'm a really good bitchy friend if anyone needs one.
But a friend
maybe
that's not what you meant.
It's somebody that you can go to and say, can you believe that Michael Todd sold those cards for $50 and I pleaded for people to give me $10 for those.
Listen,
that's the exact same card. Did I get that? No.
But caveat, make sure that bitch friend is like a good friend and not somebody going to turn around and then be like,
not somebody. Hey, Misty, do you know what I heard, Misty?
Yeah. Oh, they do. Because trust me, I have heard lots of things that have been said about me. And and that's the thing too. The more you grow on social media, the more eyes you have on you, the more people aren't going to like you, the more people are going to nitpick. I have heard a lot of things, and it's hurtful. It does hurt. It does hurt. It really does hurt. And it makes you mad. But I tell you one thing I will not do, and I will not be public about my disgust in something, and I will block anybody I see posting dramatic posts and all that nonsense to fluff their own feathers. I think it's nonsense. I'll post, if I have something that I want to say, I'll post it and I'll turn the comments off because it's not necessary. And I want to say though too, the important thing too that I think what all this is that Daniel came to me and he had a conversation with me regarding this. Kristen. You're gonna make Michael's gonna lose it in a minute. But Daniel came to me and we had this conversation, which doesn't happen in a lot of cases. And I think that's the problem. I think that people will they'll take to they'll pull out their little quote post that they found from someplace, their little Pinterest post, instead of going and communicating with that person. Daniel and I have talked about this, and he recognizes it is because, and I told him, I said, Daniel, I don't know why. I do not for the life of me know why that people are watching my sales and they're not watching your sales. I'm at Daniel's sales. And it's not even, I don't understand.
And I know probably with some people it could be, but I'm not even jealous of the amount of people you guys have following you, because I know the work you've put in. Mm-hmm. And you all have the personality to bring people in, and you work to get your names out there for these sales and all that stuff. I'm not even jealous about that. I just want to make sure that people know that you're going to get freaking depressed. You're going to get tired. You're going to get mad. You're going to get jealous. This is going to affect your mentality in a lot of ways. You need to make sure that you're able to check yourself so you don't become a bitter biddy.
Well, that's what is it, Misty? Did you say that? Who said that? That's the comparison is the thief of happiness. Mm-hmm. Daniel, was that you that said that? I can't remember. Somebody else said that.
Are you kidding? The best I can come up with is bitter biddy.
Well, I think
bitter biddy works in a lot of situations, though, I will say.
Mm-hmm. Well, also there's many other quotes like you can't set yourself on fire to keep other people warm, which is a very pretty poignant quote for me, because I do try. I'm like I will be the last one standing in to everybody else can jump ship, and I'm like, no, it's okay. But you cannot light yourself on fire to keep people warm. You just can't do it. And I am telling the truth, I know, but
you just want to make sure that it's not going into places that it shouldn't be going. I mean, I honestly, if I became a bitter biddy, I could be like, Michael and Misty, there's something else going on that they have all these followers. Something else is happening here.
We pay for them. Oops, we're live.
I do all, and look at them. I do this. I worked my heart out for those cards.
I am just selling vintage.
Something else is going on. Well, here's the thing.
Man.
Set back.
Man, she was lighting the lucite candles.
Man, I love you. Man, I love you so much, man. You make me laugh every time. I love that about you. I could be having the worst day, and I'll see a Nan pop up. A Nan.
Nanism.
I think I'm setting myself on fire right now.
No, you're not.
No, you are not. No, this. I would just want to say this, Daniel. I find it. One, I'm appreciative, but above and beyond all of that, I can't tell you how much respect, like seriously, within the last 5 minutes that you have gained from me, in the fact that
Please,
you have been
Daniel.
willing to be so open and honest about that, knowing full well, part of the emotional and mental strain that can come is the opinion or the reimagination or reinterpretation of what it is that you were saying, and still to come out and to be open and honest about those things. That to me is something that is tremendously
Hi, Kyle.
respectful, and that really speaks to your personal character. You know, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the truth. And again, it's, LaDonna, it's in the mail, girl. I said it was in the mail. Did we just say don't talk about that stuff in the live chat? Email me.
So that's how this works. I knew it. I knew.
LaDonna, you killing me. You're killing me.
LaDonna's one of those expensive ones. Some of them come on the cheap, for real. Like,
Well, LaDonna's up there. She's a high roller.
Yeah.
She gets all the good stuff.
I just
She drives me nuts with those swung vases she finds. Oh
no. I just want to say though, I mean, all there are so many wonderful live sale content creators that are really, I wish that's why I'm having live sales with people in order to hopefully get, since I do have a larger following, to get eyeballs on their channels. But having said that, there are some that I will not have sales with again. Because there are I have to hold myself up to a certain standard, a certain
business,
because of my business.
Right.
But I tell you what, everybody here on the screen, they handle their business. They get their stuff shipped out to you in a timely manner. It's packed well. They communicate with you. They take it seriously. And I think that, and trust me, I get a lot of people that I get propositioned quite often. And while there's nothing wrong with that, because I respect
No, there's
I respect
how you gotta get it.
But
amen.
But I also have to protect my own business as well.
And your brand too.
Right.
Your image. And that matters.
People have said, "Oh, Misty's a shipping Nazi." Well, yeah, I am, because you know what? I want to get paid.
I do too. I want that stuff out of my house,
but I still hate
amen.
I want it gone. I don't want to have to be stepping over it anymore. And if I don't send an invoice, it's going to stay sitting here in my way.
I think a lot of that goes back to what Daniel was saying. The idea or the concept of jealousy, about the idea of wanting to get the stuff out. Again, it's one of those things where I'm just saying this is that if you want to do reselling, and I do apologize, somebody said it earlier in the comments, but they had, Catherine, we can talk about it later. But I'm just saying is that you really have to sit down. And that was one big thing when we started Vintage Rescue Squad that I asked every single guest. Do you consider yourself a reseller, or do you consider yourself a content creator?
Yeah.
Right? Because I wasn't trying to find out about them. I was trying to figure it out for myself. Do you know what I'm saying? So you really have to sit down and decide, do I value the social aspect of it more, or do I want the more professional aspect of it? And somebody also said this, and I'm so glad to see them here, and I hope that they don't mind that I use them as an example. But the only two ladies that I think they're very much about the social, but they happen to sell some stuff, but they're very engaged in the community. And then it's Fatbird Finds. I think that they have done, they are just, to me, they are the shining example of being an upstanding, respectful, kind of fun,
but
social media person that happens to sell.
But they know that they don't overextend themselves. They
But
know what they need to do because they're not full-time
They're
resellers.
not full time. Yeah.
yeah.
And,
Yeah,
But they're so honest and
Yes.
upfront about that. But that's what endears you more, and that's what
Yes.
makes you want to engage with Fatbird Finds. Is that's right, Ruthie? Ruthie does not miss a show. But
I
you
try
know,
not
I think that they are just the shining example
Yeah.
of what can be done, and people. I mean, I had the pleasure of getting to meet them, and they're just as lovely in person, if not more so, than on camera. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a content creator who's engaging with it. But they, again, just as Missy said, they know limitations. They work full-time jobs. So
Yep.
they're not
Right.
biting off more than they can chew because they respect their audience. But it's still a reflection of the brand Fatbird Finds. You know what I mean? Like there's,
Right.
but if you want to be a business, then be a business. But you have to watch out for the jealousy. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, I get jealous. I get jealous a lot. And I told Daniel this too. I said, I don't ever get asked to do things. Like I see people doing these collaborations and stuff. I mean, sometimes I do, but not very often. Nobody asks me to do anything. Now, listen, I'm not saying that that I can do a bunch of stuff, but it's nice to be asked.
People don't like to be rejected by you. They're assuming you don't have time.
Well, I don't, but it's still
because
nice
you don't.
But it's still nice to be asked.
Yeah, I
you know what I
understand
mean? Or
Yeah.
I get jealous. I get jealous because it's so hard for me to go to an evening sale. It is because I work all day and I try to turn it off, or I'm editing a video, or you know, I want to spend some time, you know, watching murder with my husband, you know, a little bit.
We all love a good murder.
Yeah. But I feel, yes, you did, Yvonne.
Just
See,
so long
Yvonne,
as you don't get caught.
Yvonne asked me and I said yes, and we had a great time. We did.
Misty
The glowy cell. Yvonne
Misty
pulled
Pay.
out all the stuff. She had the glow box.
I love
was
that.
like, excuse
Misty
me.
Pay,
What?
I have to say that ages ago,
What?
before you started doing Sunday stuff, I asked you to come on and you said you couldn't because Sundays were your day.
Sundays were my day. He did ask me.
Just saying.
Daniel, can I come on without a bra on? Because I am not putting on a bra.
I go on every day without a bra on, so I'm fine with it.
Sundays are the days that I clean my house and do my laundry.
And see, I asked her, but I knew that she probably wouldn't be able to, but I asked her, but I was fine with it. It wasn't like a rejection of me.
Yeah.
I knew that was her day, but I wanted to ask her just on the, and she came on my, and we'll do it again this year, the day celebration.
I bought some special glasses for it, Daniel. I just got it in the mail.
All righty. See, and that was the thing. I went around asking people for that, and I wasn't I'm still a smaller channel, but I was a small channel, and I was scared to ask. I asked Misty, I'm like, who do you think I could ask to come on for this? Because I'm such a low nobody. That's how I felt. No. Let's talk about this.
Not anymore.
That is how
he's not talking as a human being. He's not a low home.
Right.
No, it was just like, how can I go ask George, the antique nomad, to come on my little channel for this show, or Michael, or I asked Michael Fatbird Finds, I asked all these people, and they all had things they had to do, and I was fine with it. It wasn't like, oh, they're rejecting me, but it was the scariest thing to ask people to come on my little channel.
Daniel, do you have your microphone?
Oh, I'm jealous. I need
it's
one.
Right here.
Hi, Daniel.
I'm getting uncomfortable.
Hi.
I appreciate it.
I don't have a microphone.
Little good goofy tonight. Sorry.
See, Helen, I think Helen has
subject subtly.
I think Helen has this, and I think this is a tremendous life advice, not just
Yeah.
social media advice.
I
But
think so too.
if you want to capture someone's attention, whisper. Helen, that is probably one of the most sagest pieces of advice that I've ever heard. I
Oh,
couldn't agree more.
if I hear my kids whispering in the other room, I drop everything and I run in there as fast as I possibly can because they are doing something horrible.
with teaching, if you walked in and the kids were being crazy and you just walked in and you just started talking like this,
Oh yeah.
what are you guys doing? And they're like, what's going on? So yeah, there's a lot to say about a whisper.
Helen, I'm going to let you know right now. Have you been to my channel? When I whisper into this microphone, everybody gets freaked out. The whole chat goes nuts. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Well,
And
see, you got their attention. They're just like, knock it off.
yeah. And then,
The sale has stopped.
and then I was telling Daniel that one day at school, I had recess duty and they gave me a bullhorn, Michael, with a siren on it.
Oh,
So I was
shoot.
like, rear. Nope. Rear. Get off there.
That's what you need.
It was a magical day. Bullhorn. Daniel, you need to get a bullhorn.
I'm fine with what I have. I'm quite loud with that one.
Oh, man. So I think that the point of what Michael and I really have wanted Vintage Rescue Squad to be were to have these moments where we as resellers and viewers in the chat can be open and honest with one another. Do we get jealous of each other? Absolutely. Those feelings are really they're valid. They really are. And I've told Daniel, I said, for the life of me, I do not know. I do not know why you sold a vase for $15 and I sold one for, I don't even know, $100. I don't know. There is a different way that we run our sales. And I know that they're like, Daniel doesn't do just in cases. I do just in cases. I mean, there could be multiple different variables, but the main thing is that it was eyeballs. It's eyeballs. It's the amount of people. It's the volume of people that are there. Now, I don't know for the life of me. No, I don't know why those eyeballs aren't going to Daniel's sales, because I love Daniel's sales. Daniel has sales is having a sale with Barbie tomorrow, and I'll be there. It's a great sale. So,
Well,
come to Daniel's sale tomorrow, people.
Yeah.
and that's not what this is about.
No.
But, I come on here to get no. I come on here because I love talking about what's going on as I'm learning and growing. And here's the thing, Misty, you've got things because you've put in the work, you've put in the time, you have the personality, you do all that stuff. That's the thing. If you start getting jealous of somebody, maybe you need to step back, look at what they're doing and what you're not doing, and figure out why they have and you don't.
Yes.
There's usually a reason. And I am the first to admit it. I am a lazy person. I like my lives.
But
So-
Daniel, don't say that you're lazy, because you handle your business. You get your invoices out, you get your shipping done. You're not just saying, oh, this stuff can wait another day to be shipped. No, you're not doing that.
You're doing what you're capable of right now.
And when I use terminology, it's just me.
Right.
Sometimes my words come out and people don't understand that when I say I'm lazy, I don't mean I'm a slovenly piece of thing that doesn't do anything but take naps. Even though I do. Just say it's terminology that I've used for myself because I live alone and I talk to myself like that. Would I talk to my friends like that? Yes, I would.
I have a self-depreciating humor also, so I get it.
Self-depreciating.
Yeah. When I say I'm lazy, I just mean I don't put in the amount of work that Misty or Michael does, because I don't have the same personality or amount of energy, especially Misty has, or Michael. Michael works a freaking full-time job with over 40 hours sometimes and
That's
still does this stuff and
mind-boggling.
does 2
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah.
I used to do that just part-time and I couldn't hardly keep up. So it's what people put into their stuff, but you need to sit back and ask yourself, why am I jealous? And what is the difference between what Misty's accomplishing and what I'm accomplishing? And how long has Misty been doing it versus how long I've been doing it?
Yeah.
I've been doing it a year. Am I going to have what Misty has after what she's put in? No. Are there people that come on and all of a sudden they have thousands? Yes. But that's their road.
Michael.
I got to stick to mine and figure out where I'm going.
Well, there are, I mean, honestly, there are a lot of different variables that I think matter. Are you advertising your sale? Are you pimping yourself out, as Daniel should say or did say? I don't not that you should say that, but you
should all be pimping yourselves out.
I pimp myself out all the time.
So
by the way, don't forget those thumbs up. Hit it down below. Give us thumbs up.
Gotta throw them. So I mean, like when I'm having a sale tomorrow with Michael, so I took pictures of the things that I'm going to be selling. I put a preview. I made a reel on Instagram of the things I'm going to be selling. I took a picture of everything, and I'll slowly be adding them throughout the day before the sale tomorrow. I don't do that. I do it the day before, Daniel, which is what you do. But I think that that's important, and I think that having everything ready, which Daniel, you do, I know Jamie does too. When you're having a sale, you have it all ready to go. You're not doing this. I don't have this ready yet. I'm getting this ready. I don't have it ready yet. Have it ready and ready to go, because your customers are waiting on you. And I think that, you're having a sale.
But ready. But I'm just going to say this. Again, if that's the road that you want to be on,
Madonna.
What? Oh Lord, the nitro.
I
gotta find those.
No more nitro. No more nitro.
I'm gonna have to try those.
Daniel, they have more caffeine than Mountain Dew, and I drank one yesterday afternoon during the 4-way sale, and I was losing my mind.
Oh my gosh, maybe I'll be able to do reels if I take notes.
I was like this.
It's the secret.
It's not healthy if you're not used to coffee. No. But what I was going to say is that I think that, again, there's nothing, if you're the kind of person that for whatever reason, you're unprepared and you're struggling keeping up with the invoicing, and it's just not where you want it to be, then be honest with yourself and say, maybe the reselling thing isn't for me. Maybe you need to pare it down and focus more on putting out content.
Yes.
And making that the priority, and doing pictures on Instagram and having fun with the Instagram reels. There's nothing wrong with that. But maybe the selling aspect, that's just not your bag. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to prioritize and be honest with yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? That said, if you're not prepared and you're not willing to put in the time and the effort, then you can, I question whether it's jealousy or if it's self-resentment. Do you know what I mean? And that self-resentment is being projected out onto other people who are putting forth the time and the effort. Because it's easier to make up a fictitious story as to why this person's succeeding and I'm not, even though I'm not putting in the time and the effort. That's the easy thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the issue, not...
Yeah.
It's really very fascinating, and it's just, I think it's a topic of discussion that could get so extraordinarily deep. But yeah,
I think though sometimes, like I think Nancy had posted. What did you say, Nancy? Nancy was doing sales every other week, but she got in over her head and she needed to slow down. So she recognized that.
Especially if you have health things that come up. My goodness, like I've had to do that too. I had to stop posting videos and doing all sorts of stuff because I was having all sorts of health stuff going on. And you don't just push through that kind of stuff. Sometimes you have to just be like, well, I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
I'll be back. Hang in there with me.
There you go, Yvonne. Exactly. Sometimes it's not about trying
Yeah.
to, you have to figure out what's going to work
Yes.
best for you. And Yvonne, that's a
Oh, yeah.
brilliant thing. Why have a lifestyle? Then have people email, and that way you can keep up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That has happened to me when I'm doing my vlogs and I'm walking around the shop and I'm whizzing all over the place. People will like take a picture and send me a screenshot
Oh,
of something
yeah.
that I have on the shelf. And they're like, I'm interested in this. And let me tell you this, you will get it from me you'll get it from me at a better price when you can
Oh,
buy
yeah.
it directly from me. Because if I'm selling it in a lifestyle, it's going to be an offer up, and which is an auction, and those can go up. But I also wanted to say that
Oh, I know.
I keep records of what my sales are. And I look through them. And because another thing that I hear is, oh, I can't afford anything at your sale anymore because the things just go too high. And while some things do, some things do go high, and it even makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, let's count it down. 15, 14, 13, But I'm looking through, and I should have brought them up, but like Fenton covered dish, $32. I mean, I'm selling things at very close to retail price, which is retail price. I'm not like my business model is not to sell things at a discounted price to my buyers. And I know that might sound a little not very nice, but I'm not going to thrift stores and buying my items. That's not where I shop. And I'm paying a premium for items. I can get things here that people in my area don't necessarily see the value in, like mid-century modern things, and I can sell them to someone that can get them for a retail price or a near retail price to someone that might live out in California. That is a premium. So it all where you're at geographically will determine the kinds of things that you're able to find for a cheaper price in order to, resell it. That's the thing, and that's the one that I get so tired of hearing is that I can't afford to buy anything at your sales anymore. But I'm not. Most of the things that I'm selling are selling for under resale value. There are things that I've lost money on.
It might be because those people are the ones who are in the early days of the live sales. Sometimes you could get in there and snipe and get these good, really like unbelievable deals.
Yeah.
Which was not good for the resellers.
No.
But I think there is a whole sort of community of people who were going to the live sales and maybe still do on some of the smaller channels because they're trying to get really big bargains. And so now you're just selling things at retail price, what you should be getting for the items you're selling. And, some people aren't going to like that because they are used to doing their bargain shopping online with you guys.
Well, and here's the thing. You need to ask yourself, why do you feel the need to tell that person, I can't come to your sales anymore because it's too high? Do you think they're going to say, oh, I am so sorry. I will make sure that nobody bids above what you think you can pay.
Right.
The value is based on what a person will pay for it, not on what you want it to be.
Well,
if I want,
I'm sorry you're so poor.
If
I
want some lucite candles and I don't have them or I collect them and I don't want to go on eBay because I know Michael has them or Misty has them or Miss Jamie over here has them and I like them and I have the money, I'm going to go after it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go against Misty or I'm going to go against Michael. Listen, I don't care that I love them and they're my favorite YouTubers. I'm going to bid against them because I want them if I have the money. But if I don't, I'm not going to say, Michael, I just can't come to your sales because you sell those cards for $43 and I can't afford that. What's the point of?
I don't understand the point of saying
that's more about you than them.
Well, I think sometimes people want to feel recognized. Do you know what I mean? And it's an unfortunate way to go about wanting
Yeah.
to feel recognized, but to me, it's always it's just one of those things where I'm like, oh, but is that how you want to get my attention? Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, but really though, like, and oh, okay, well, there's a lot of other sales.
Yeah.
There
Exactly.
are, and there are a lot of other really good sales that I don't think people are aware of, and I don't, because, and it could be because maybe some of the sellers just aren't advertising their sale as much, and I think that sometimes people think that just because they're on that calendar that people are going to come to their sale.
That's
Mhm.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And that calendar is a wonderful tool for a buyer. But as a reseller, you have to have your sale. And if you're having 15 sales a week, then have 15 sales a week. Do not let anybody make you feel bad and feel guilty that you are trying to handle your business. If you can get your things shipped out in that week's time.
If you can handle that volume of business.
If you can handle that volume of business,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There are different, Kevin, you're right. There are different kinds of sellers. And that's
Yes.
another thing too. I think that sometimes people have to understand that people will have live sales and they have very different rules at them. And
Mhm.
that's okay. What we do at our live sales is we allow just in cases, and some people don't, and that's okay. And you know, it isn't, one isn't wrong and one isn't right. It's just it's a preference.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And it,
Now the algorithm. Here's one thing though, too, Claudia. Though I've
Yeah.
kind of like I've checked out some in preparation for this, but I've checked out some smaller reseller channels just to see like what do they have in their descriptions of their videos, and a lot of times there's nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that this is about Claudia, because Claudia has stuff in her descriptions, but they're having live sales. They're not using hashtags. They're not using a good title or a thumbnail. Like they're still using the thumbnails like this.
Oh well, look.
those are my
Those are my
favorite.
favorite though.
Well, you know, because when you're using your phone to go live,
Yes.
and they'll have you take that quick thumbnail, and it's like,
And it's like a blur.
yeah. So you got to change those thumbnails, and using the tags and having a description. And your description, you can make that to where it's the same every week. You don't have to type it in every week. You can have it slated, and that's what it says every single week.
Mhm.
With what your policies are, any affiliate links that you might have, your links to your Instagram, links to your Facebook, links to your email, whatever, if you're selling on an Etsy or whatever. And there's nothing, no email. So someone's watching a sale and they don't know what your policy is because you don't even have one. Have a policy.
Well, and I want to say this also, as far as algorithms and growing the channel and stuff. Ask yourself, I'll ask myself, if I never got above 1,000 people like I am now, would I still be doing this? Yes.
Yeah.
I would, because I like doing it. If it's all about numbers, you're not going to last.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
again, that's the thing, though, too. And see, this is just, I don't know. I don't know why this has been such a sticking point with me personally, but the differential between a business and a social media personality.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing though, Daniel, too, is that I don't know, like, I think at first I was very obsessed. I was very obsessed with the numbers, with the analytics. And I am still invested in the analytics because it is important for your business to understand them. However,
Yeah.
I am not so like invested in them because my priority is the business and it's not how many views am I going to get. Is this
Do
video
people
going to
like me?
perform?
How popular am I?
Thankfully, I've never, and I guess that's why, like, the whole idea or concept of jealousy, I don't, it doesn't, I don't get it. That's
Yeah.
just not who I am by nature. I didn't come onto YouTube because I needed affirmation. I didn't come onto YouTube because I felt lonely. I didn't come onto YouTube because I didn't feel recognized. I came on because I wanted to have fun with my friends. I
And
liked
Missy made
this
him.
community and I wanted
Yeah,
to
you
give
were
back.
first.
And Missy,
Yeah,
Kicking and screaming.
I was peer pressured. It took like 8 months.
Yeah.
it did.
It
It's
took 8 months. And I think maybe sometimes, and I'll speak just for myself, people don't understand that. Like, I just came onto the scene and did it. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't just pop onto the scene and all of a sudden I had thousands of subscribers. And I guess maybe looking at it from a third party perspective, that is what it looks like. And I'm not going to change that, but I'm not going to change that narrative because that very well could be a very real perspective. Do you know what I'm saying? But I
Thing is,
had made relationship
It's
and
who you know,
friendships.
though.
But that's, you know what I'm saying? I didn't come on here because I wanted to make a business.
Yeah.
I wasn't engaging with people in the community because I wanted to have my own brand. I did it because I wanted to, because it was good and I liked these people and I felt welcomed and I felt accepted.
yeah.
Do you know what
my,
I mean?
It
And
works
my
pretty well
from
to
that,
be an
you
accepted.
also, before you ever came on YouTube, I found you on Instagram. Instagram is where I discovered you. You had your people from Instagram. They're going to follow you if you have people that love you. So that's why Michael's channel looked like all of a sudden he had put work in on Instagram. People knew him from Instagram. They loved him from there and they followed him wherever he went.
oh my God, I totally forgot I did those live shop with
Those
Yes,
were
that's
fun.
where
I
I
love
found
those.
you.
those. You
I
should
was
do
like,
it
what the
again.
hell did I do on Instagram? And I was like,
Yes.
I used to record those. I forgot.
Yes.
That
I
was
think the first
that
one I
was
ever
it.
saw, you were digging through a bunch of blankets and digging
Oh
through
my
some dirty
God,
old
yep.
quilts and Afghans, and I'm like, "Ooh, what are we doing? This is fun."
I
Well,
know.
That's how he first started. He was
Yep.
I
like,
also wanted to
I
point
am-
something else out too. So there's me, and then there's Michael. He's very analytical. He loves those numbers. He wants to know why they're doing what they're doing. I look at numbers, and if I see them going down, or like after I reached 1,000 some subscribers, due to Misty and Michael shouting me out here, my numbers started bleeding. I mean, every day it was a downhill slide for a month and a half. I thought I was going to get below 1,000 again because they were just bleeding and it was driving me nuts. Because I'm like, what am I do? I mean, I wouldn't even gain one and lose one. This was, that's what my chart looked like. Every day was 2 to 3 people leaving all day long, all the time.
I can't
I would
look
look
at
at
those
them and
anymore.
it was driving me nuts. And I finally had to say, stop it. It
Yeah,
doesn't
stop
matter
looking.
because you would do this no matter what.
And
Sometimes if you want those numbers to get above to do things, sometimes it's a double-edged sword because then you're like, oh, I have to keep it above this. And how am I going to do that? And oh, look, these people are leaving at this time and all these people are bleeding out and these numbers saying I'm doing bad here. I have to stop looking at them. I can't do numbers. I can't do analytics. I have to stay in my lane, do what I do every day and focus on that because they send me into my bed,
yeah,
spiral, downward, depression, jealousy, all that stuff. That's what I'm trying to get across. Prepare yourself, youngins. If you're coming in, it's a ride
well,
and it's a constant 24-hour work, mentally and physically. It's all combined.
my form of advice is to not look at those numbers. Those numbers don't matter. Well, I mean they do, but they shouldn't matter. Only the biggest thing for me is consistency. And if you're using those hashtags, the hashtags are going to help you get seen in the algorithm and doing the having good thumbnails and
Yes, they do. Joyce said, it's a lie. So would you go into a business and complain about not being able to afford? Yes, every day, as a matter of fact, in my job, I am a retail manager.
Yeah, that blows my mind that people do that.
Yes, yes. It happens every single.
That's
This
so
stuff
weird.
costs too much. This stuff, and I'm like,
Shop somewhere else.
I don't know. Like,
Oh,
what do you want? What?
like you
Right.
were supposed to
Did
give
you
them a
want a
discount.
discount? Because now you're really not gonna get it coming in here like, with.
I have to look and see because Jamie and I are having a sale
It's a May, ways
May
away, I think.
18th.
Yeah.
May 18th. I'm having sales. I'm having a sale. I'm not having a sale next week. Nope.
No?
Well, I'm having a sale with Michael, but I'm going to an auction. But I'm having some good. I got some good sales going up, guys. I'm having a sale with George
Ooh.
coming up, and Daniel. I've got some good sales coming up. Good
I
sales.
want to go to an auction. I have not ever been to an auction. Never.
Me
They just
either,
don't
Jamie.
happen out here.
Well, they don't have estate sales here, so it's
Right. We
it's
have a lot of estate sales, lots of them. But I
Hi,
want
Miss
to go to like
Pamela.
a barn with rusty old tractors off in the distance, and I want the little paddle thing with the number, and I really want to do that. I want to get in fights.
We're not that exciting. The thing of it is that they're a whole day. Like you're there and you're there all day. And people
Yeah.
like bring snacks, but not me because they sell pie. And I'm like, I'm gonna get a hot dog.
That's not
and a
deterring
piece
me.
of pie.
That's making me want this even more.
I honestly just want to go to the auction for the end of the auction and just go through all the free stuff.
Oh yeah, I do that.
That's the only reason. Like, I'm not even gonna look at it. I'm not even gonna look at it. I'm just gonna wait, and then I'll go through all the free stuff.
The
How do you
thing,
know
though,
when the free stuff's there that you're not
They
right
leave
through
it.
somebody's
They
package?
leave it. Yes, Daniel. They literally.
Do you wait till
There's like a
everybody's
whole
gone?
lot. They wanted 10 things, and then they leave 200 behind.
I will walk to them before I see them leave, and I'll say, "Hey, are you gonna take any of this stuff?" And they'll be like, "No, you can have whatever." And I'm like, "Okay."
See, I don't go to auctions because I'm here we go. I'm going to disparage myself again. I'm not that smart. I cannot understand a word those auctioneers say, and I'm afraid I'm going to be bidding $1,000 on a piece of crap. I'm just saying.
You don't have to understand what they're saying. They'll say like choice. That the only thing that you have to make sure is that you understand choice, which you do, because sometimes you may think that you're bidding and you get them all, but you don't. You only get to pick one of those things. I've fallen for that before.
Well, you got to go with a buddy who's like a pro and knows what they're doing on the first go around. I'm used to the all day thing because the estate sales, sometimes we have to go all night the night before and wait in line.
Oh yeah.
So all day is even better than that because at least it's day and you're not losing sleep over it. So
yeah. Well, we were just talking about creative ways to because Daniel was asking does it seem like it's getting harder to find things lately? And I said no, but I have a 2-hour radius, but I'm getting ready to drive about a 4 or 5 hour radiuses, and I'm gonna have to take some like sleep overnight trips because I get sick of seeing the same places all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that is the fun thing about estate sales is it's a different house every time with a different lifelong collection of whatever. So estate sales are still pretty fun that way.
Yes. Never, ever reach out to people who want to communicate with you outside of eBay. Don't do it.
Don't do it,
Peggy.
Peggy.
That's a common scam at the beginning too. If you first start eBay and you have no feedback and you're obviously brand new, that's a scam.
Yeah.
That you probably will get that email.
Really?
Yeah. It happened to me multiple times, but I knew report it to eBay and delete it and you're good. But
yeah, luckily I was same way. I had heard all that. I started out on eBay.
Me too.
I did that before I ever did any live sales. It was eBay I started out with just videos and then went into eBay and then worked my way up to jumping off the deep end.
I still sell loosely on eBay. Not I need to post things on eBay, but I don't have
That's the
time.
thing.
I
You
just
gotta
don't have
actually
time.
list stuff.
And I don't mind making the listings. I hate taking the pictures.
Oh.
Hate with a
Interesting.
capital H. Hate.
I will take your pictures if you write my listings.
Because I don't mind doing that. I like that
That's
part of it.
funny.
I just don't like the pictures of it. Question. Are you, as a reseller, stating that you don't want buyers to say my wallet is bare? No.
I mean, if you're like joking around in the chat, or
maybe in reference to when we were saying that people are saying, I can't afford your stuff anymore. I can't come to your
that's a little
stuff.
different than being like, oh boy, I sure spent a lot this week. Or
no, we have
just having a
we have lurkers in our sales that they're just out there watching, and we have people in the chat that are just chatting.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It was just, why do you feel the need to tell somebody your
it's
stuff?
Not what you say, but how you say it.
Yeah.
No,
right.
It's not necessary. Now, I'm going to say this. It's all, we like to think we're all friends, and we like our chats and stuff. But honestly, we are here to sell. We are here to make money. It is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't expect everybody that comes in to be a buyer.
No,
that's
absolutely
just
not.
above and beyond. That's not what we're saying. It's just, but we are there to make money. But we're there to have a good time with our people in the chat and our friends we've made and that stuff. But ultimately, yes, we're there to make money, but we don't expect everybody to come in and buy stuff.
Oh, no.
That's impossible.
Well, right. Like, Freddie, you wouldn't walk into Macy's and announce, I have no money.
Oh, there would be.
Here's the thing. I've said
that Macy's has heard it.
I've said this to a lot of people, though, too. And this is the God's honest truth. I really hope that if you come to our sales or anybody's sales, that you never feel like you have to purchase anything, not one single thing. I get emails. I'm like, I'm so sorry that I can't buy from you. I just don't have. Do not feel like you need to buy from me. Just hey, you're here. You're watching the video. You're
commenting. Hey, having a good time. How is everybody?
That's absolutely is what is important. You're commenting, you're thumbsing ups, well, oh God, that's another thing too. Okay.
Ooh.
Here's the thing.
That's cringy.
And then the inverse of that is
goes both ways for sure.
It does.
Yeah. I would I don't know how to say
it. I'll say it. I have to turn it off if somebody says that, because I'm too cringed out by it. It's too uncomfortable. It's too like, oh, you're guilting everyone into buying things now. I don't know. It's very off-putting.
There are several resellers that are very manipulative.
Several. I'm not talking about any particular person.
No,
specifically, but I have browsed through, all the resellers, and some of them are just too cringy and I have to turn it off. And I'm sure if you have low numbers and you don't understand why you're doing everything right, take a good hard look at what you're saying and your personality. Because if you're like, woe is me, I need to sell this because I don't know.
My cell phone's going to get shut off.
Whatever. Yeah, I can't pay my bills unless you buy this. Please don't say
There's
that.
There's not going to be a live sale tomorrow if you don't buy from me.
I can't eat unless you buy this. Do you want me to starve?
I can't eat another pack of ramen, yo.
And then what's happening is
I'm getting the scurvy.
Those people are going out and they're buying things to have a sale, and they're not using the money that they could have been using on the stuff that they just went to the antique mall to buy. They're not using that money to pay a bill that needs to be paid.
Right.
that isn't up to you as a buyer to bear that responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's pretty much inferred. That's why we all have money, right? Death and taxes, as they say.
Yeah.
So we're all paying bills with money, but to kind of like,
To pay yourself, you pay yourself,
right, right,
but
yeah,
also you take what you've sold and you reinvest it. You don't take, I'm not going to take food out of my kids' mouths to go buy something that may or may not sell on a live sale. And if I did do that, I certainly wouldn't be like, do you want my kids to eat or not? Buy this from me.
And that goes for like investing in stuff. Like
Anything.
me, I am just now getting to where I got a good camera.
Yes.
I got a microphone. Today,
I
I
still
just
don't have
got
a microphone.
lighting that I've been without for a while. I've been using a lamp because I had to wait until I knew that I could buy the stuff. Could I
Yeah.
go out when I first started and buy all this stuff? No, I could have, but I would have been in sorely bad shape. You have to, you can work with what you have. People
Yeah.
will understand and build yourself up as you go.
Well, I
Some
mean,
people are just, all it says to me is that you are probably not a good business person. Maybe you have an A++ personality. Everybody loves you. You are super fun. Your videos are fun to watch. But then when you start saying about like kind of how bad you are at your money stuff, I'm hearing is like, I suck at selling things. I suck at business. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to reinvest into my, there's just business people stuff. I was an independent contractor as a graphic designer for 12 or 13, 14 years before I ever started doing this. So I know what it's like to be like, I'm not totally sure when my money's coming in or how much it's going to be. I got to go hustle and find another contract, another job. People who are used to that steady money, kind of like Michael, you're not going to want to like just throw that away completely unless you're totally ready to do that.
right.
Like what Daniel did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're used, and it scares my
And
husband.
then I'm gonna come on and be like, guys, I just quit my job, so you have got to buy this.
Now you have to buy this from me because now I have to pay for my own health insurance.
Now I really need you to buy everything over retail from me because
My husband, Blake, it makes him so nervous because he is I need a steady paycheck guy. And I've kind of never been like that. All of my professional life, just about, it has been, I'm going to save because I don't know when exactly what's going to happen next month, And Blake is like, if I didn't have a steady paycheck every 2 weeks or once a month or whatever it is, it would terrify him. So you got to think of that too. What kind of personality do you have? Are you going into this comfortable with the idea that you might have a very light sales week where you're not selling hardly anything, even if you're just doing eBay or Etsy? My eBay sales have just, it's like nothing. And I'm also not listing very consistently, but it ebbs and flows. And even if you're just doing YouTube, the amount you make on YouTube, if you're monetized, ebbs and flows too.
oh,
So if you're someone who is
badly.
really used to that consistent paycheck, you got to think about that before you quit your full-time job or you make this your only source of income.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be the person being like, buy this phone from me so that I can pay my bills. It's like, well, you should have saved your money the last time you sold a lot of stuff so you can pay your bills this month.
And Kevin has a good point too. Don't make pity buys from sellers. Buy because you want it. Now it helps both people. The thing of it is when you are buying something from someone and it's because they need the money, that's not teaching them. You're teaching them. You're teaching them that they can continue to do that.
yeah,
They can
enabling.
You're enabling. So in your mind, I know some people are wanting to help people.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this. There are many people that are manipulators and they are manipulating you. I've been manipulated. We've been manipulated by some people and it isn't fun. And don't let that happen. Please. And don't count on getting
that's a big one. Don't count on getting paid by YouTube.
Well,
Even once you get monetized, that doesn't mean you're going to make enough to
my
get
monetization from and my monetization is enough to where it's like it I make a little bit of money on YouTube now, but let me tell you, in January I was making X amount, and then in December I was making X amount, and then in January that amount was cut by 50%, 60%. I was doing the same amount of work. So imagine doing the same amount of work at your job for 60% less pay, and there isn't anything that you can do about it. You just got to keep.
And that was kind of one of the factors that went into me like not posting anything in January.
Yeah.
It was already because I had other stuff going on that I needed to focus on in my home life and personal life and health and everything. But I was also like, am I really going to bust my butt making all these videos when I know I'm going to get like $10?
Right.
Like maybe I'll start up like in the spring. I'll sort of get things going again, because it is a lot of work to make YouTube videos and your money is going to go like this.
Well, and that's when I started. I just did videos because it was fun and I wanted to do them. I had my heroes like Misty and Michael and all that you watched through the pandemic, and I just wanted to start it. I knew, and I still know, that YouTube, no matter what I did, is going to be a source of income for me. It was about becoming a reseller. That is where
but you're doing a really good job at it, though, Dan.
If you're going to jump into it, you need to make sure you need to sit down with your numbers. You don't need to gloss this over and go, oh, look at Misty. I'm going to be Misty. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to be making all this money.
Nobody wants to really be
and I'm going to have all these followers. If check yourself at the door before you walk in.
Well,
and I said this when I started, do not go by my example, because my situation is totally different than 99% of the people.
Everyone has a different
amount that I can live and live okay with it.
Love you, George.
Versus
I love you.
The pain versus the gain. I was willing to get away from the pain for the gain, and sometimes the gain may be the pain.
Well, if you really want to be me, then prepare to listen to nonsensical songs in your head all day long and walk around in circles 15,000 times a day.
I think I pretty much do that. Maybe we are the same.
We might do trip and fall. I felt
mine are Disney songs though, because my kids are.
Yeah,
Disney songs. We don't talk about Bruno has been going on in my head for.
Mine's K-pop right now. I'm into BTS. Woohoo!
Oh, the BTS.
I've been singing like Love Shack all day.
Oh, okay.
And Rusted.
What's really bad is if you hear an old ballad like Whitney or like Celine or like Mariah, and that gets in your head, and you're a horrible singer like me, and you try to sing that stuff, and it's like you torture your own self.
Yeah.
It's like horrible.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jan says, this is just cracks me up. So I question what some live sellers are really trying to sell. Sometimes one person's junk is really junk. Well, yes.
I will say I saw one time, and they were not a vintage live seller. I don't know. It was just scrolling through YouTube. You know, you fall down that rabbit hole and you don't know what you just found. And I watched one, and they were selling a rice cooker.
In a vintage live sale?
They were not vintage live sales. It was just a live sale, but it was like from Goodwill. I think they were picking the Goodwill sticker off of it, and it was a very cheap, crappy little rice cooker, right? I know because I had the same one, and I think it cost like $10, brand spanking new, and they were trying to sell it for like $20, and I'm like, what am I watching right now? Like, this is a yard sale item that you get because your rice cooker just broke.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
George, I don't know if George is still here, but George has always brought up one of the things that he says is that if you're going to be trying to sell things, you better hope that you have the best that nobody else has.
Yep.
I'm like paraphrasing it, but
Yeah.
and it is very true.
The
Like
best one, the only one, or
the only one. You
something
really
else.
are
Cheapest
trying
one.
to find things that people cannot commonly go
Yeah.
to their Goodwill to find.
I was like, really? We're just selling junk?
If you are a seller, if you are a reseller, you are not going to pay your bills. Bottom line, if Goodwill is your only source of goods, it ain't gonna happen. You have to have multiple places, thrift stores being one, estate sales, yard sales, garage sales, antique malls, vendor malls, going to auctions. You can't be a one-trick pony, okay, and be a successful long-term business. It's not going to work
No.
for you. You can be a successful content creator and only do Goodwill videos. There's nothing wrong with that. But to be a successful business, you're going to have a lot of irons in the fire. You just are.
And where you sell.
Yes.
I don't suggest people go from not selling at all to only doing live sales on YouTube. If you're going to be a reseller and you're like, I'm going to rely on this money now, start on eBay, start on Etsy, do an Instagram sale. I sell every place that I can possibly put something, because what if eBay takes off and for whatever reason the stuff that you get sells really well on eBay, but nobody's buying it on a live sale?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Maybe you're an eBay seller then. go do eBay.
Well,
or the opposite.
The live sale game is a hard game to get
Yes.
into if you don't have an audience. If you don't have a built audience, it's going to be very hard for you to have a successful live sale because nobody's going to see it.
Oh, thank you.
Yay. Nobody's going to see it. And, in order to grow your channel, posting consistent content, don't putting all your chickens in one basket. You're still doing eBay. You might be doing some things on YouTube. You might be doing some things on Instagram, Etsy, flea markets, your
in person, selling in person for a lot of people is the way to go. If you're living in an area where the stuff that you know about, the stuff, your niche that you're selling is going to sell really good at a antique booth in a local area, do that. Sell your stuff in an antique booth. Just because you see some people selling online doesn't mean that is going to be the right venue for you.
And don't worry if it fails.
Yeah.
It's
try something
not
else.
That you're a loser. It's not that. For instance, I've been trying a booth. I've tried a booth 3 times. It doesn't work for me. A booth.
A booth.
Oh, a booth. Okay.
What do you think he said? A boot?
That's what I was like. A boot? What the hell are you talking about a boot for?
Jill and Dolores, they have car boot sales, is what they call their.
Okay.
No, a booth. I have tried that 3 times now. I am stopping my booth now because I'm not making rent.
Yeah. And I've heard that from a lot of people.
It's probably cheaper than storing the stuff, but I'm not going to store the stuff anyways. So now I have to drag all that stuff back in here, but not before I have a big sale all month long next month.
Yeah. Shameless plug.
Trying to get rid of it. But it didn't work for me. I've tried it 3 times. Now I know I'm done. And it may be because of my area and the economy around here and all that. Bigger city, you might be fine. Try
if you can get a booth.
I did eBay for the longest time. I got really tired of eBay, so I stopped doing that. I now, against all advice on this panel, only do live sales.
Well, but it doesn't work for you. Is it working?
Yes, it's working. For me,
for you.
That's the problem. For me, you can't judge a book by its cover. What you see here doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for Michael or it's going to work for Jamie.
Yep.
It works for me.
It won't work for me.
I
Doesn't work. Sorry.
I have been thinking about and considering opening up a booth.
Are you out of your head? When?
Door.
No,
I was going to say, you
I
have a
don't
booth.
No, I don't want people in there. That's my sanctuary. I don't want people in there. No, but at my local antique mall, honestly, I think it would be a really good thing for my dad to do.
Oh yeah.
Because he's buying things like a sink. Well, Dad, I'm not going to ship a sink. You know, I could sell on Facebook Marketplace, but I don't want to sell on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm just looking at it, and I think it might be a good way. I could also make some content as far as that goes, staging things in the booth and that kind of thing. So it might be something that I think will be fun for Dad to do. But it's just something that I'm thinking about. I don't know that I'm going to do.
Can I say, you just talked about staging. It made me think of something that happened recently at the flea market. I was filming at the flea market. I was with Gabby and Julie, and I don't know if they were all with me at the moment because we kind of, when you're shopping, you sort of separate. But there was a vendor there who told me not to film. And here's why. I thought this was the craziest thing. She said, I don't want you filming my displays for any kind of social media because people have been copying how I set things up.
Oh.
So?
I was like,
so
okay, that's a new one. That's different. I thought she was kind of crazy, but I was like,
Did
so
you
you
get it on film?
Get the free promotion from my video, or every person walking by who wants to take a picture of your display and post it on Instagram. Not saying I am going to get her some sort of good publicity, but I'm saying everyone, most other people have their Instagram name set up on their table. They say, if you take a picture, tag me, they want that promotion. But she was like super paranoid that people were going to copy the way she set stuff up.
Who cares?
And that's
so weird. I'm
away
like,
from
you did
her
not invent
sales?
this. You did not invent
she's
like
thinking
layering
people
things.
are going to set up next to her,
I
set
know.
up like her, and go buy from somebody else instead of her because of the displays
Isn't
are
that
like.
weird? Like, I'm not
That's
shopping
weird.
here because of the way you set it up. I'm shopping because of what you have. Just put it flat on a table. I don't care.
I probably would have said,
I'm not gonna buy it from you because you're weird.
Well, right, I probably would have said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to leave your antique mall now. Bye.
Yeah.
I'll take all my subscribers that watched my video with me.
It was very strange. And I did. I immediately stopped filming. I listened to what she had to say. I said, okay. And I just walked out of her little setup and went somewhere else because I'm like, well, I'm done looking then. Because that's just too strange for me.
That's very odd.
It was odd. It was weird.
The majority of the time when I'm asking people about filming, it's so cute because a lot of times they're like, what? I'm like, I have a YouTube channel. Is it okay that I film in here? And I always say, I'm very much pro shop small. I want people to come in here. I want people to know who you are, to come in and shop your mall and buy from your vendors. And they're like, what? Oh, okay. I mean, they don't like just they don't even know.
Yeah.
Just
the only thing that I get is people. They're just like, but not people, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna film the people.
Oh yeah, no.
That's the big
people.
Well, around here, most of the
some of them would make interesting content.
Around here, most of the people who run it are older, and you mention YouTube, and they're like, "What?
I don't know.
What do you do? What do you mean? What?
Why do you do that?"
And they're like, "Well, I guess that would be okay."
And I've had people say, "Absolutely not," and then I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm going somewhere else then."
Yeah, and that's what I did.
Videos. Today is my day of filming videos, and if I can't film a video here, I got to go somewhere else where I can.
Yeah, and this was a flea market. This was outside, like huge flea market, right? I'm like, well, okay, I'll just go film somebody else. and I'll do a close-up of their Instagram to make sure that anybody watching my video goes and follows them on this Instagram. Like, have fun with your display that you like. I don't know, what do you have a copyright on it or something?
Mhm.
And I was also thinking, like, anybody who walks by can see this with their eyeballs.
Yeah.
And you're worried about the other vendors copying it. Well, they're here. The people watching my video in Indiana, who cares if they copy it? It's in Indiana. It's not going to take any kind of money away out of your pocket. It was so strange.
I went to a shop a couple weekends ago, and I wasn't filming in there. And everywhere, like every cabinet, like that's all she had were cabinets that were filled up, and they weren't locked. But every single cabinet had, "Do not open this cabinet." Like, and so like every time I wanted to see something, I had to go get her permission. And like literally every cabinet, "Don't open this cabinet." And I was like, it made me feel weird. Then I started talking to her, and I was like, "Do I need to come and get you every time?" And she says, "Oh no, it's okay. You are okay." And I thought, do you don't know who I am?
Profiling you.
I drop things often. No.
Yeah, but she probably just wanted to, because she probably does have people that are.
Well, that's what she said. She said she got a lot of 5-finger Freddies.
Oh.
I'm like, well, that's not me. But I loved her shop because she had lots of cats. And I'm like, it's probably the cats. It's probably the cats that are
knocking it over. Yeah.
Knocking it over. Anyway, it was
Wolf Woman, you did. That's so amazing. Thank you so much. I hope that you had fun. That is so amazing.
We want y'all to go to the places that we go to. We want you to shop.
Yes.
There isn't any like, oh, I'm not going to tell you where this is because I don't.
Oh,
there's plenty of stuff out there for everybody. Honestly.
Yeah. See, I'm coming on again. These three here, I am jealous of them because they do these shop-alongs and they like.
Oh, you're finally jealous of me, huh? Okay.
Yes, Jamie, I am. I am jealous of you and your great video because Jamie does some great, outstanding videos with these places that she goes that has all these outstanding things out there in California.
Yeah.
But I'm jealous of these three because they put in the work. They like doing the shop-alongs. They do the edited videos. I hate it. Mm-hmm. I can't stand doing them. I tried doing them. I don't like it. And if you
just want to shop,
it's gonna come across is the problem.
But Daniel, don't you ever talk to yourself ever?
All the time.
Well, that's what you're doing when you're shopping. That's what you're doing.
No, I am there to find the 3 products that I can find during my shop-alongs because you don't understand.
Well, listen,
there's no products. I have to concentrate.
That's all your video needs to
talk about how crappy everything is.
You need to go in there, Daniel. You need to be like, "Hello, I'm going in here to find 3 items. Let's go in and find these things together. Let's go." And you find 3 items. And then you find 3 items. Piece of cake.
I just posted a video this morning. I posted a video from months ago when Blake and I were in Oregon and we went to Goodwill and we did not buy a single thing. I still made a video. Still got a 15-minute video out of it of just walking around being like, well, this is all crap. And then Blake threw a hissy fit and we left. So
look at him. Look at him.
There was the content.
Same, George. I love it because I'm like, and do you, when you're filming, Michael, I know that you do this too, and Jamie may probably too, but as I'm filming and I'm walking around, I don't notice that there's anybody else in the store.
No.
And I know that people are like,
unless they're in my shot, and then I'm like,
sometimes I get them in the corner of my eye and they're just kind of standing there. And sometimes I'm like, oh, look at you, you little baby. You're so cute in your little dress. And they're like, what the hell is she doing?
Oh, I thought I was talking to Blake. Blake was with me and we were shopping and I was talking and talking and talking because I felt a presence next to me and I could have sworn it was him. And then finally I look over, I'm like, oh, I don't know who that person is. Okay, we'll just pretend like I'm talking to the camera.
I do.
That's my husband.
you go into pretending like you're talking to someone on the phone, and then you edit that out when you're editing the
Hello,
video.
wait, I
What?
lost you.
Yeah.
Wait, say it again. You're breaking up.
Yeah, that party was Saturday night. Sure, I'll be there. Now look at this cup over here. You're like, then you're next.
See, I'm self-conscious because all the places around here are quite small, and there's people, you know, if they're in there, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go over here to this shelf.
Then do a voiceover, Daniel.
Yeah,
Then do a voiceover.
Not all of us are techie.
Please.
I don't have. I just do the window thing here, and I can't quite figure out how to do the voiceover. It doesn't let you
have
watch
the sexy
it while
microphone
you do
now.
I know.
Your voiceovers will sound really good.
Honestly, I have been researching this stuff, and I've seen there's some things you can download.
No, Daniel, listen, babe, listen. I can have you doing a voiceover in 10 minutes. And you're going to be like, no, I'm legit serious. I can have you doing a voiceover in 10 minutes.
But it's the film, and then the voiceover's over here, and it doesn't match up.
No.
I personally cannot do voiceovers because my brain and my shopping don't mesh.
I just hate doing them.
If I could learn how to do voiceovers, I probably might do some because I would rather just sit there and do a voiceover. That would.
What kind? Are you using an iPhone or are you using an Android?
Android.
And I don't do anything on my phone. I transfer it to my computer.
No, I'm going to show you.
No, I'm going to show you stuff. We don't do.
I can't do it either on my phone. I got to transfer.
I am old, Michael. I need my computer.
No, I'm telling you, I am going to make it. The program that I use is so simple. It is so simple. It's not techie. I'm dead serious.
I know you are. You will learn. You will learn that there are those of us.
Michael or Daniel, you go shopping with me. We're doing
happening whether you want it to or not.
Yep, and it's easy. And she's lovely. The lady in that antique mall, we have to constantly take stuff up to the counter because they don't have baskets. But she's lovely.
Okay.
You know, it is also.
No, I can't give out all the cookies for free, folks.
If you are shopping and you have a buddy with you, you're talking to each other while you're filming. So that's a good way to sort of start and get used to just sort of talking on camera as you're shopping. If you have a person with you, then if you're feeling awkward or anything, people just know you're talking to your friend. And sometimes it's funny on camera too. So if you get a shopping buddy, that will help.
Primrose, Sandra K. Thank you.
Yeah.
She said, don't fall for it, Daniel.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
I'm going to turn that jealousy into resentment because you're going to resent how easy it was and that you should have been doing it this entire time. You're going to be like,
it's so funny.
Now I really don't like that movie.
I don't know if Barb is still here, but it's so funny because Jeffrey and I are getting ready to get together to go film some videos. And whenever he and I are together, and he sends them to me because they're kind of funny. There will be people that will comment on his videos. I miss Barb. I miss.
Oh, you got that
uplifting. I'm sure that's a good feeling.
I'm like, I miss Barb too. They don't want.
Okay, I do want to say one thing here right now. I want to thank Michael and Misty.
There's Barb
for letting me come on and voicing things that usually are not said or put out there. I am just that type of person, and I think it's an important thing for newbies or people that are coming in to know that there's just all kinds of different things involved with all of this. It takes a lot of concentration and a lot of learning and a lot of growing and a lot of giving up.
Yeah.
Letting things go. So I appreciate you guys giving us the platform that we can come on here and do this.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't let you, and no,
You did.
we're letting
Hey,
us come up here. Like,
let me in.
No, we've always said that we want this show, this program, to be a place, a safe place that we can have these conversations where some of them are a little, I mean, we've talked about some things that are not so pretty and not so fun to talk about. But I think sometimes aware to, make people aware and to be careful for themselves as both a buyer and a seller. Everybody does things differently, and that's completely okay. But I think that if this is something that you want to do as a thriving business, to make sure that you have some policies in place, that they are in your description when you have a live sale. Communicate with your buyer and get their invoice out to them and ship them their things, and don't make excuses of why you can't.
well, that's everybody does, and everybody, everybody's on their own journey, and everybody can do things differently. And I agree with that, but I am going to say that respect and honesty should be a universal kind of thing. So, I think that you can do your thing, and if you're being upfront and you're being honest with yourself and with your audience, and you demonstrate that respect to them, that ultimately is going to be what grows your channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and
Absolutely.
also if you're comparing yourself, to the Misties or whoever, a bigger, or you could just say more successful. Someone's more successful. You're struggling. There's this more successful channel.
More established.
If you're going to compare yourself and say, well, they're selling their stuff for this amount, I can't get that amount. Just remember, it's not their fault that they are successful and maybe you aren't. Take responsibility for your own business. Look at your own business. They didn't do anything to you. Figure out how you can grow. Figure out how you can do better. Figure out how you can sell more. Figure out how you can grow your channel if you're talking about a YouTube thing. But don't blame other people. Oh, they're doing this and that and they can get so much money. So
they're bad
forget
people.
it.
I'm like, are we being blamed?
Right. Like
Jim, you know something?
it's not their fault that you are struggling. It's not their fault. Well, I can't do a sale at this time because Misty has a sale. Well, okay. It's not her fault she's going to have a lot of followers. Get your own followers who don't even know who Misty is. Because they'll come to your sale.
Trust me, there are lots of people who don't know who I am.
I mean,
Billions
if there's
of people.
Billions.
Say there's
Billions.
1,000 people in Misty's sale. You think that's the only 1,000 people watching YouTube right now?
No.
There are millions of people watching YouTube right now. Find your own people.
For the love of God, please, if you're having a live sale, be prepared. Be prepared. Yeah. You're not going to get people to consistently come to your sales if you're not prepared. If you're late to the sale, if you're
inconsistent with your scheduled times.
Mm-hmm.
If you're constantly canceling your sales.
So many reasons that you can just suck up a live sale. You can just blow a live sale in so many different ways.
You're off the payroll, LaDonna.
Pay off the right people, and then you'll get a lot of people coming to your sale.
Come on over to my house, LaDonna. Come on over.
Well,
I'm part of the family, the Tacky family.
There have been situations where I have been very hurt and very misled and manipulated, and that happens, and we can't beat ourselves up over it. We learn from things, and we hope that we continue to learn from certain things, and we just try to do the best that we can with what we're given. And I think that is fair for what anybody's journey is. I know that I get talked about because I put so much emphasis on shipping, but I want my customers to get their stuff. I want them to get in a timely manner so I can make room for, and so I can go buy more. So I can go buy more.
Well, and I think though part of the thing though too is that, and I don't know, in my own experience in life, it's kind of like one of those things when somebody's talking about something and we are already feeling some kind of way about it, and then somebody talks about it, we're like, they're talking about me, they're talking about me. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess if that's how. Wait, what? And above all, don't break a jar.
Did you break a jar?
Oh, last night
I
while
missed
I
that.
was selling it.
It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen to us all.
But I still sold it.
You did. Another reason to be jealous.
Jealous of that,
She's
Misty.
even out there selling it. She breaks the stuff and she sells it.
She can still sell it.
What is wrong with
Look at
people?
Misty. Look at her selling broken stuff
I
for
sold her a
$5,000. Jeez.
I sold her a replacement.
I want to say a key word too for all the others. If you start comparing yourself to others, the key word is patience.
Yeah.
It doesn't come all of a sudden. You're seeing things down the road from Michael and Misty. They're down the road from where they started. Patience and consistency and moving forward, no matter what,
Keep going.
is
Just
what's
keep
going to
going.
get you there. If you get all this stuff here, you're not going to be able to see what you're needing to go toward. So you need to push that aside.
You
But
just have to keep going.
that's the thing though too, is that instead of being jealous, why don't you be inspired? That's a
how I
choice.
feel.
You know, you look at Danny, who's here in the chat, and look at George. I'm not jealous of them because they put work into establishing their businesses.
Yeah.
They're successful because they worked at it consistently. I'm not jealous of somebody else's work. I respect their work and I'm inspired by their work. I'm not going to be weighed down by jealousy and resentment. That's a choice. At the end of the day, we all have, a choice to make. You can choose to be jealous and resentful, or you can choose to respect somebody else's hustle and be inspired by it and see if you can't learn something from it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been doing sales for a very long time and we've tried everything. I have tried every which way to do a live sale, to run a live sale. And the way that I run my sales now is the way that works. Well, for me, it works. I don't get the complaints. Oh, there's a lag and I can't get anything because there's a lag. And that's why we went with the offer ups, and then we evolved into the just in case. And I never, the amounts of complaints that I would get before are pale in comparison at the amounts of complaints. So I think we finally have figured out a happy
what works for us.
medium, what works for us.
And different things will work better for different people.
Yeah.
Like I saw, for example, I saw a way that some sellers are starting to try this. You know, we're going to let it run until everybody who's bidding says out. We're not going to count it down. We're just going to let it keep going.
That has got to take some time.
You would think it would, but it didn't. And it was because people knew this is how it was going to be. So people weren't waiting to that last second as you're counting down to throw in their bids. People know the expectation is, well, do you want to be here all night, or are you going to jump up your bid by $10 to get to that end point quicker? And it seemed to really be working. And now I think that would work if you don't have 1,000 people watching a sale, or it's not a tonnage of people watching, because then it would get probably too congested. But I thought that was interesting. People on their own channels, based on their viewers, set a different expectation, and it seemed to really be working well. And I was like, you know, if I had a sale on my channel with a smaller viewership, I would probably do it that way, because nobody then is going to complain about just in case. Nobody's going to complain like my internet lagged. It's like, well, bid until you say out. It's just like an auction, you know, a real live auction. people finally just say, okay, I'm out, and then they call it for the person. So
Right.
Danny, we had this discussion already. If you don't like tacos, you're dead to me. Everyone must like tacos.
And I think there's also think about the length that you're having a live sale as well. I think, couple hours, 3 hours is plenty of time. It's for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, after a couple hours, your energy is just like, boo,
unless you're just
here
expecting
it is.
people
Okay,
to
time
come
to
in
start
and
to
out.
count up.
You're expecting to just go all night, and then you'll have some people, and then those people leave, and then new people show up. I mean, it's whatever works for you. You try things out. If things aren't working, change it. Try something else. Don't just sit there and start blaming everyone around you or other people and other people's sales because yours isn't working. Figure out what's going to work for you and for your viewers and for your number of people and your size of your channel and all that kind of stuff.
That's very, very true. Very, very true. I've had buyers try and jump in at the end to make drama. Yeah. We've had that happen too. And
I know I'm a burrito though.
Oh, I had a Big Mac, and I don't ever eat McDonald's.
I can't. The McDonald's.
I can't either, but that's what I went and picked up, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get something here.
Burritos and
Dear
tacos.
Lord. Wait, Janice says, dear Lord, please listen to these sellers. Sometimes I really want something, but there's just too much chatter and delay. I have to go to bed.
Get it.
So this was a really good discussion, and I hope that everybody has gotten something out of it, and they've learned, or they've been able to at least get something off of their chest a little bit too. That's
Daniel.
sometimes to be helpful a little bit.
Please forgive me. I'm so sorry.
Well, I guess we know why he didn't put on his bra, because he knew he was just going to come out guns blazing, folks.
Bra was going to get flung anyway.
He was going to snap it.
Right. But at the end of the day, I would suggest that if you want to make your life a happier place to be, is that you ignore any kind of negativity. And if you see, well, do the best you can. And I myself, if I see negative post, slamming post, I got to get this up, I'm blocking and deleting it, because I do not want to be a part of it. So, and people who will post something and then they want people to chatter in the comments, that's just no.
Well, I will, though, if you leave a very rude and nasty comment on one of my videos, I will screenshot it and post it on social media to call you out. Just saying.
And
then I block you, of course, so you can't have any kind of rebuttal. But I will do that.
Yes,
that's the drama that I will do, because people need to learn
about that.
to be nice.
I have a question about that. When you guys do that, do you cover the names up? I see that a lot. I'm thinking why?
Not.
If you're going to call somebody out, call them out. That ain't going to do anything if you don't call them out. If you're going to do it,
don't want to add
go all the way.
Well,
no, I say for me, this is what I will do. I will pin the comment so it is the first thing that you see. And I'm just saying this. If I am a viewer and I'm watching one of my favorite YouTubers and the first comment I see is something nasty to say, I'm going to have something nasty to say. So
let your other people handle it for
I've
you.
done that sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you've just left it on there.
And I definitely leave the comment on the YouTube comment. I leave it. I block them, and then I respond, because then they cannot respond back. And I get the final word because it's my channel.
Well, and I will delete something that mentions somebody else's name. If someone mentions somebody else's name on my channel, I will delete it. And someone, well, why aren't you having sales with so-and-so? I'm not answering that. I'm deleting it. It isn't anybody's business.
No, I'm talking more of like the, what was the one? You're bitchy and condescending to your husband. I can't watch your channel.
Yeah.
Those kinds of comments. Like, Okay, mean person.
Yeah, because they know your life so well.
Let me say what I want to say now. And you can't say anything back because I just blocked you.
Right. Well, yeah, Ruthie, we will have Daniel and Jamie on again for sure. This was a thing.
I'll
And
see
again,
what else I can come up with.
we're trying to work on a little something.
Have
for
more
next week.
grievances, Daniel.
I got him.
You got grievances?
Bring him back.
Bring our grievances.
Bring me back.
He was like, we only got to 2 on 200. Which this was not what I signed up
This
for.
train wreck is ready to go down the track. Let's go.
Wait, what Miss Pamela say? You guys, any ugly comments to y'all? My earrings are off.
She's throwing flip-flops.
Did you guys know that Miss Pamela and I are having a sale on Wednesday?
I did.
That's going to be fun.
And we're going to sell 20. Miss Pamela says, Misty, we got to sell 25 things, not 20. So we're going to sell 25 things, not 20.
She said, baby, we got to do 25. I got some stuff I need to sell.
I was so excited.
And Misty was like, okay.
Because I'm always trying to get Michael to sell more things. And I'm like,
I know. I'm like, girl,
Michael, I've got 23.
You can sell another thing. I said, I know I can sell another thing. If you want to sell another thing, then just sell.
I'm like, Michael, I got, because we normally do 23. I'm like, Michael, I've got 23.
No, we don't. We normally do 22, Misty.
He gets so mad. But it's just
a bonus.
I miscounted. I'm like, girl, you did not miscount. Just say.
Like, Missy, how bad are you actually at math? Come on, you can count.
I'm not good at all at math. At all. Because I was put out in the hallway in school talking.
Oh my God, really?
I didn't learn.
I had that problem too.
They did not learn me math. They stuck me out in the hallway. I was a kid that had to sit in the front of the room because my teacher had to keep an eye on me.
That's my son. I'm dealing with that in kindergarten teacher conferences right now.
I can relate.
Well, there's the future waiting for you, Jamie. Say hello.
Yeah.
It's all sunshine.
Don't give him Nitro Pepsi.
Not Nitro Pepsi. I can't. It is so good, but it has a lot of caffeine.
I'm going to try it though.
I'm going to try
keep it away from my kids, but I'm trying
I need to know now.
You open it up and you got poured in a glass like a beer. It's like a lager.
Oh.
I'm going to drink
Was it thick like a lager?
Yeah.
I'm going to drink it fully expecting that I'm going to be doing reels and shop-alongs and anything I can that whole day. I'm going to fill the whole.
They need to do a Nitro Mountain Dew, Daniel.
Oh, God.
But you know, I add vanilla syrup to my Mountain Dew.
Vanilla?
Don't they have something in Mountain Dew that they've added extra stuff to?
Well, I add
there's
more
something
sugar
out.
to my Mountain Dew. Anyway.
I looked up the Pepsi, the Nitro Pepsi. I saw they had a vanilla Nitro Pepsi, and I might try that one because I like me my vanillas.
It's good.
It's pouring rain here all of a sudden.
Misty.
Oh.
Since we're going to be doing shop-alongs, you and I both need to drink a Nitro Pepsi before we go shopping.
Yes,
we will. We will.
Cheers, like two little chipmunks.
Cheers. Yeah.
You can get a new sponsorship. Maybe Pepsi will sponsor your shop along. You can do the little.
Wait.
I got that from David today. It's my anatomy man.
Oh, are we all showing our creepy things now?
Oh, yeah. Well, your baby secret's brain doesn't come out. Oh, look, they were like, what the hell? This was not planned, folks. This is happening organically right now. That's a really scary thing.
LaDonna, she wants to sleep with you.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie kind of likes her.
Hang on. Charlie, wait, listen.
No,
I don't like it when she does that.
Right there. Hold her close. I don't like Charlie. Trent said that Daniel wins.
Look at the thighs.
Look at the thighs.
He's desperate. Look at Jamie's just. All right, Karen Radford. I should send baby secrets to you for Halloween time. For Karen's party. Her grandson would love it. All right, guys, it's 10:11. And I'm blurry, guys. Okay, anyway, we're just gonna be blurry. Thank you guys so much. We had a lot of fun. We had to like end $20. $20 to stop. We wanted to end it on a little bit of a fun note, but
oh my God, it's pouring. All of California is shutting down now.
I was gonna say, y'all, she's not used to it. She's not used to it. She's California.
I'm really excited. I'm gonna go run outside after this.
Go, okay.
Tomorrow, Michael and I are having a sale at 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. I'm selling a very beautiful 3-piece green Fenton hobnail fairy lamp. It's gorgeous. Michael's selling some tea.
I'm giving you antique tea party realness, folks. Like good. Mm-hmm.
He is. And then Wednesday, I'm having a sale with Miss Pamela.
Ooh.
I'm really excited about that. Daniel is having a sale tomorrow. Daniel, want to tell everybody about your sale tomorrow?
I am. I'm having a sale with Miss Punk Funk and Junk - Barbie. That's her channel. So we're having it on her channel. We switch off, and that's at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time.
10 Eastern. 10:30 Eastern.
I don't know. I just go by Central. Everybody else can figure it out. I am in Central. That's my road. I'm going down it. You figure out what road you need to be on for that.
He got a lane.
That's right.
And then Jamie, we'll be waiting on Jamie to be posting her travel vlogs.
Yep.
So make sure you're subscribed.
Daily vlogging from the road between here and, well, Kentucky, really. Missouri, Kentucky, Iowa. Those are sort of our destinations. I'm going to see the flatbird.
Illinois.
Illinois is right there. I mean,
I know, but Blake said,
I may have to
he has no say. Don't worry.
Oh.
I may have to take a trip.
He turns the wheel and pushes the pedal, and I say where to go.
I may have to take a trip to Kentucky when Jamie is there.
That would be a blast.
My sales with Miss Pamela Blanchard. Miss Pamela.
Yes.
She's the love of my life.
I missed that one.
All right. So guys, thank you. Sincerely, thank you so much for watching. And Jamie and Daniel, thank you. Do you hear me twice?
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. And thank you everybody that's in the chat. Thank you so much for being a part of this crazy little night. It's a lot of fun. And next week we're going to be on Michael's channel. We're working on something hopefully pretty big. And I will say that coming up very soon, I will have George the Antique Nomad and Alex from Curiosity Incorporated is going to be coming back on. So I'm really excited to welcome them both back on at the same time. So that's going to be a fun.
Informative.
Yeah, definitely. So. All right, guys, thank you so much. Make sure that you are subscribed to everybody that is here. All of their information, their Instagram and YouTube are in the description down below. Make sure that you give us a thumbs up on your way out, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.